Greetings, everyone. All right, we are fully loaded, heading out of our home area here. Full tank of fuel, and the truck, the battle bus, as Johnny calls it, is completely loaded. The entire back plus everything behind us here, loaded to the gills. And we just want to say thank you as we head out and donating a lot of the love that you guys purchased. So thank you. And Zhenya just ran over to get his snacks for the road, so we'll check that out in a second.
Hello.
You ready?
Bluetooth
Almost.
connection success.
Got my coffee.
Did you get your coffee you needed?
Yes.
Anything else special? Okay,
We got chocolate.
We got chocolate. We got Red Bull.
That's it.
So guys, as we're rolling north, south, and east, a lot has unfolded over the last 48 hours, and most of it was rhetoric, but it doesn't change anything to the fact of what is happening here inside Ukraine, and that is this. The Ukrainian Army and Air Force are fighting. The guys that work in the naval areas are fighting like crazy. The front lines are difficult, although Sterdenko just dropped his video today and confirmed Zhenya and I, another guy, were talking about it. Ukraine having some success in Pokrovsk, and we have a group of Russians encircled, so it's some positive things coming from that could be very positive. So we're hopeful on that, but I saw Sterdenko just drop the video on it, so I'm sure there's more information readily available. But over the last 48 hours, most importantly, happy Flag Day to all of you guys, or post day after. But over this weekend, we had crazy things happen, all the way from Donald Trump, that kind of started the weekend with his photo of Vladimir Putin wanting to invite him to the World Cup, and Vladimir Putin wants Donald Trump's autograph. So of course that's madness. No president in the history of America would stand there in the White House holding a picture of a murderer and talk about how great it is to give him his autograph. Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, I don't care who it is, they're spinning in their graves. Now, in addition to that, a lot of talk on the talk shows, and I want to end with the last one that J.D. Vance said, but a lot of talk on the talk shows with Lavrov speaking, of course, perfect English, owning NBC, basically saying there's no way we can sign anything because Zelensky is illegitimate. Additionally, they still don't want to address our cultural issues with the Russian language, and we are there to liberate. So you guys know as well as I do, and I don't have ability when we're driving like this to show you the video, but everything they liberate, they level to the ground. Every city is destroyed where Russia comes and occupies. So that's not liberation, that is destruction. So that argument is off the table. In addition to that, at Flag Day, we had Keith Kellogg here in Ukraine, and we also had Trump's spiritual advisor, Mark Burns. Well, what's interesting is I was watching it this morning, there were some guys that were kind of lip reading Mark Burns and President Zelensky. They had like a 20-second exchange there as Zelensky was being grateful to him and Kellogg for coming. But in a nutshell, Zelensky and Mark Burns were talking about, hey, Mark Burns saying, doing all that I can do, doing all that we can do. We know the truth about Ukraine, and we want to help the best way we can. And Zelensky told him basically, thank you. Thank you for knowing the truth, and thank you for helping. And then the lip readers got it, and it was in English, so I'm pretty confident it was accurate because they had a little audio feed as well. Mark Burns told them good luck, told Zelensky good luck. We'll do our best for you, and that was it. In addition to that, the weekend kind of closed out with J.D. Vance on all these news programs, and then it was going everywhere, where he says, the reality is we don't see this war even coming close to an end before 6 months. So I'm not going to go back and harp on the issue about Donald Trump and all of his madness, what he can do. That's all history, guys. The bottom line is we see reality. We see what the United States is doing, has done. I'm wearing my Alaska shirt my daughter gave me because I'm going to take it over here somewhere where guys have are fighting, and I'm going to take this shirt and I'm going to throw it on the ground and bury it, because that achieved nothing but solidified the friendship between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. Now, here's the good things, and Zhenya and I were just talking about it, and I'm actually going to get him to respond to this, because Ukraine's strikes on Russian gas and refineries is the best thing that Ukraine can do. Yeah, there was one little last skirmish I needed to tell you about, and then we'll get his thought on this. But Zelensky and Orban, and no, it was the foreign minister. I can't pronounce his name, Shukshau or whatever it is. Exchanging some barbs where Hungary's very upset because Ukraine is destroying the Druzhba pumping station, and it's causing Hungary to have problems with their gas and their infrastructure. And then he says Slovakia is too, and Zelensky basically came back yesterday at Flag Day and said, listen, we want to be friends, but the reality is we're in a war, and that's our enemy, and it's okay if you feel the pain too, so good luck to you. And we'll see what unfolds from that. But that just tells us the truth. And the truth is Europe still spends a lot of money funding Russia with the purchase of fuel and the purchase of gas. And this strategy by Ukraine, and Daniel's explaining it, and we're actually at a rail stopping now. Hey, this strategy is the best strategy.
I don't know real strategy.
Right?
Like what our commanders are planning and Zelensky. But it's my personal opinion that as soon and as more of fuel refineries will destroy, the better situation we'll have. I mean, between we will be helping understand.
We will help Europe understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing that like we really understand that. I mean, the prices for fuel, Russia has a big part of that market, but we want for Russia's role would be playing the other suppliers. Mm-hmm. That's it, because we have war.
And that's the bottom line. We have a war. So, guys, you're going to see more of those strikes on the infrastructure. There's the flip side of that. And the flip side is Russia will also strike Ukrainian infrastructure. And of course, Ukraine does not have as much infrastructure and production capabilities as Russia. But this is a war. And we've actually heard that phrase quite a few times over the last 48 hours, whether it's from President Zelensky, whether it's from Vladimir Putin and Lavrov themselves, both calling it a war. And then, of course, J.D. Vance there in America calling it a war, and many European leaders as well. So this is the reality here. And once again, we just want to say thank you for your help, because basically the Army and the Air Force and the Navy, the Special Forces of Ukraine are fighting, and volunteers like us are helping, and you people around the world are making that possible by sharing and caring and donating, and we say thank you. So you guys be blessed. We have a lot of kilometers to drive, and we'll keep you updated. A lot of good things are going to happen this week. Thank you, guys.